What do mountain climbers scaling Mount Everest, cyclists racing in the Italian Alps, and fighter pilots flying at over 2,000 miles per hour all have in common? Their dicks are all rock hard. Professionals in all these fields swear by the male enhancement pill, but not for its intended use, but because they believe it makes them better at sports. This man caught this touchdown while on Viagra. This man hit this home run while on Viagra, and this horse won this race while on Viagra. Athletes have quietly used the male enhancement pill for nearly 2 decades. In fact, even the Israeli armed forces bought over 1,000 pills to give to fighter pilots in hopes it would give them the same performance-enhancing effects. At one point, the Olympics administered multiple scientific studies on Viagra to see if they had to begin testing and punishing athletes for using it. And since then, there have been multiple scientific studies trying to get to the bottom of this very question. Does Viagra actually make you better at sports? According to some of our most famous and talented athletes, it does. So we traveled to room 808 in Washington, D.C. to talk to professional comedian and matchmaker Martin Amiti to finally get to the bottom of it.
Are you aware of Chad Ochocinco?
Yes.
Remember Chad Ochocinco? This guy took Viagra every game of his life. You know this?
No,
I bet
that part I didn't know.
According to Chad Ochocinco, it's an enhancement that increases blood flow, that increases performance horizontally. Quote, how the fuck you gonna tackle anybody running on 3 legs? Claiming that Viagra, the male enhancement pill, was a performance-enhancing drug for athletic performance.
He also eats McDonald's every day. So he's not the most reputable source for information.
No, but he played a lot of years in the league. He'd only take half a pill though.
Half a chub. He didn't go full Nick Chubb, he went half chub.
No. He's not the only one. Brandon Marshall, remember Brandon Marshall?
Oh yeah.
Claims NFL players across the league were popping Viagra before games. Louis Murphy, wide receiver for the Raiders, arrested for possession of Viagra. You might be asking, how do you get arrested for Viagra?
Yeah. Is there a limited amount of Viagra you're allowed to have, or?
Yeah, if you have too much, it's intent to sell. If you have baggies.
Viagra trafficking?
Yeah.
Are you in here, dog? I was just too hard, dog. Too hard for the streets.
Allegedly resisted arrest, got searched. Cops found a bottle of Viagra. Said he didn't have a prescription because he was embarrassed to tell his girlfriend, so he took the label off the pill bottle. Apparently you get arrested for that.
Yeah, embarrassing.
Terrible.
You have to lie, for sure.
Manny Ramirez would supposedly spike his teammates with Viagra, secretly putting it in their drinks before playoff games during the 2004 playoff run, saying the mixture of alcohol and Viagra would calm their nerves and lead to better performance. What happened in 2004?
They won the World Series?
World Series, bro.
Whoa.
Broke the curse with Viagra. 2022. People worried about Josh Allen going into a game with temperatures forecasted at -7 degrees. He had the second worst completion percentage in football over a 15-year stretch in cold weather games.
Damn.
So saying, quote, I don't know why I got bad circulation in my feet. My toes get really numb and I can't feel them in games, spurring former NFL player Bart Scott to go on ESPN and say that Josh Allen needed to take Viagra, claiming that is the secret to playing in the cold. Quote, a lot of NFL players take Viagra. It opens up the blood vessels and get that circulation to the feet. So as you can see, there's a long history of athletes taking Viagra, not to get hard, to be better at sports. Also, it's coming from Manny Ramirez, Chad Ochocinco, Brandon Marshall, Bart Scott, kind of,
Yeah. They're elite athletes, but not the most intellectual homies, for sure.
Not an intellectual homie.
Yeah.
But the question is, what does the science say? Turns out, Bart Scott might have been onto something, guys. In the mid-1980s, Pfizer began research on a medication to help cure chest pain and accidentally found it made your dick hard as fuck, inventing the miracle drug Viagra. The first male enhancement pill was approved by the FDA and became available to the public in 1998. By the year 2001, they were giving it to dogs to make them faster at greyhound racing. 3 years after the release, one greyhound trainer reportedly described Viagra as, quote, the greatest thing since sliced bread. That year, a horse in New York tested positive for Viagra after finishing 5th at the Aqueduct racetrack. A few years later, 24 men were arrested in Italy for allegedly feeding horses Viagra, racing them in an illegal horse race in Italy.
Italians are so horny, bro. They're always like, oh, how can we make this horse's dick hard?
They were probably just trying to get the horses laid. Everyone else wants the horses to run faster. They're just like,
Yeah,
my
dude.
horse isn't Guido enough.
Yeah.
You gotta spike their drink with Viagra.
I don't want a horse virgin racing.
The question is, why would you give a horse Viagra? The answer is, they give these fuckers anything. It's crazy. This dog tested positive for Viagra after a race in Birmingham. 7 of his other dogs tested positive for birth control. Another one was found to have ingested a pig sedative. And another dog, Leonis Lark, had tested positive for minoxidil, the active ingredient in hair loss medication. One dog in 2018 named Sniffing Out tested positive for cocaine twice in 1 year. This dog named Flicka tested positive for cocaine 5 times in 1 year.
Damn. You think like he was like, he wanted it once he got that taste?
I mean, I don't know if you guys have done coke, but fuck, man.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a greyhound with those big ass noses, your name is Flicka.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, give me the blow. In 2025, 26 greyhounds in West Virginia tested positive for. From 1998 to 2018, 230 greyhounds tested positive for cocaine.
Damn.
In Florida alone.
Yeah. Are these guys going to jail, the owners?
No.
No?
You can't prove that
Yeah.
I gave the dog cocaine. Okay, there's cocaine in the dog system. There's cocaine around, it's Florida.
Fell off a boat.
Miami, you know what it's
yeah,
like.
yeah.
You know how dogs are, they getting anything.
Yeah, they might have some Cuban cousin dogs coming over.
There's Cuban dogs.
Yeah.
I've heard of it. One guy got banned for mixing cannabis in the dog food. So he'd make the dog lose on purpose, purposely making your animal slower so the betting odds get better. And stop giving the dog weed, instead give the dog Viagra, which will make the dog, quote, run its head off.
Okay.
Bet on the dog when it's on Viagra and not on weed, and make a bigger profit. People have been caught giving their dogs morphine. Some guy gave his dog codeine and only got banned 4 months for codeine. The dogs have tested positive for ketamine. You know that thing they use in Africa? They make iPhones, that thing they mine? Cobalt.
Yeah.
Dogs have apparently tested positive for cobalt before.
Jesus.
EPO, you know, Lance Armstrong, EPO, blood transfusions, they give that to dogs too. After winning 14 races in a row, a guy was charged with animal cruelty for allegedly applying a mixture of cayenne pepper and other substances around his horse's rectum and genital area.
Fuck. Sounds pretty gay.
Little gay.
Yeah, a little gay.
Legal, but gay.
Yeah. So you put the cayenne up his ass so he can just
Get that little jolt,
Get that
dude.
jolt, yeah.
Cone snail venom. It is the most venomous snail in the world. Its venom can be used as a painkiller. It's undetectable after 2 days. Allegedly, horse trainers inject it into their horses to numb their joints and make them run faster.
Jesus. These dogs are getting fucked up, man. I'm feeling sad. I'm getting sad.
Well, why do you think they only allow it in West Virginia? Think about it. If you ban greyhound racing,
Yeah.
what happens to the greyhounds?
They go to nice owners. They could be like the TSA dogs and like sniff for coke.
That'd be the best TSA dog ever.
Yeah.
He will chase your ass
He'll
down through
chase,
the
yeah.
airport.
'Cause he needs it, because he has a problem.
But again, why are they giving these horses Viagra? Viagra improves blood flow. If you have better blood flow, more blood is pumped to the lungs and more oxygen is pumped to the muscles, which convinced dog and horse trainers to believe that this would actually allow their animals to run faster. It's pretty ridiculous. But again, the scientists, they kind of agree. In 2006, an earth-shattering study came out that recorded cyclists at sea level and then at high altitude. They would give these cyclists Viagra or placebo, telling them to race their bikes and record their time. At sea level, no significant difference was observed, but at altitude, Viagra increased performance by nearly 15%. And for people who responded to it well, they got a 40% increase in performance. This is 2006, so it's new.
Yeah.
And then there's a study coming out that's like, yo, we got a 40% increase in performance, bro.
Right.
You think fucking HGH gives you that? So a bunch of athletes started popping off. Cyclist was caught with 82 Viagra pills in his father's car, amongst other performance-enhancing drugs, which got him kicked out of the race. A report claimed that England's soccer team's medical staff had consulted with experts on whether or not they should give their players Viagra before the World Cup. Another Argentinian soccer team administered Viagra to the entire team before playing a game in La Paz, which is over 12,000 feet above sea level.
My motherland.
Bolivia, right?
That's right. When I went to La Paz, I was pretty sick. Yeah, I wish I would have known about fucking Viagra. I was 12, but I would have done it.
It's fucked up though. You guys make people play soccer up there.
Well, it's fucked up that we have to live there, you know? But
Even the female president of South Korea was caught with 364 Viagra pills.
damn.
Their excuse? Altitude sickness. In Israel, they did a study finding that the drug helped people on Mount Everest with dizziness and fatigue. So the Israeli military started buying Viagra to give to their fighter pilots operating at high altitudes.
Can you imagine if Wemby took Viagra? That collision would be terrible. Can you imagine like a 5'11" point guard?
Wemby's dick might be 5'11" on its own.
Yeah.
All right, that guy, I mean, at some point, you kind of had to ban it for him.
Yeah.
So this is all pretty much based on that one study in 2006, right? But that study is like 10 cyclists. Then there's all these incidents of athletes taking it, and enough for the Olympics to get concerned. Leading up to the 2008 Olympics, WADA, the anti-doping agency in charge of the Olympics, investigated Viagra.
It's WADA?
WADA.
Sounds like something black people drink when they're thirsty. So,
We gotta ban that, dude. This isn't fair. They're already so good at sports. Ban the WADA. They were concerned that Viagra was being used amongst athletes, giving them an unfair advantage in competition. They funded 2 scientific studies to determine whether Viagra had to be banned before the upcoming 2008 Beijing Olympics. One doctor came out saying, quote, "It's a compound that is pretty easily measured and it clearly provides an unfair advantage, at least at altitude." Stories across the media come out about Viagra being taken by athletes. Olympics, they had all this pressure on them, especially since it's in China, where the air quality is so bad. There was a theory that Viagra would be the key drug to open up their lungs, and the people taking that could just breathe like 40% better than the other athletes who were just fucked by all the contaminants. So they gave Marywood University $90,000 to take 30 students, gave half of them Viagra, the other half a placebo, had them all ride exercise bikes while pumping in fumes from lawnmowers and leaf blowers to mimic the poor air quality. And they measured their performance. They observed an actual improvement, saying that Viagra likely caused an improved exercise for a majority of subjects, and witnessed a significant improvement amongst some subjects who responded to the drugs better, concluding that, quote, "Given the likelihood of international competitions being held in high admission environments, sildenafil could provide an unfair advantage for some." However, the Olympics still decided not to ban the drug. The second study done at the University of Miami found that the drug was unlikely to have beneficial effects at altitudes less than 4,000 meters for a majority of the population. I think the logic was Viagra definitely gives you a performance enhancing benefit,
100%.
but banning it is gonna cause more problems because people are just gonna start popping for Viagra because people take Viagra to fuck, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's a whole scandal, then people are embarrassed. It's like, how much of the benefit are you gonna get compared to the side effects of banning 20% of our athletes? So no governing body in any sport bans Viagra. Yet we have all this research telling us how good it is for sports. Viagra will significantly increase cardiovascular capabilities at high altitude, meaning that soccer players from Argentina got a benefit. The cyclist caught with 82 pills probably got a benefit. The Israeli fighter pilots probably saw a benefit. Chad Ochocinco playing in NFL games, nowhere close to elevation, nothing.
Jeez.
That didn't do shit. That guy was just hard as fuck, which can't hurt, I guess.
Yeah.
Mountain climbers, they take it at Mount Everest. A lot of those guys take it. They see a benefit.
What's the one where they freehand the
Free solo.
free solo? Those guys, I'm sure, would want to pop
Yeah, you get a third hand up there. Any athlete in the 2008 Olympics performing on Viagra in an area with terrible air quality saw a benefit with it. Although, to my knowledge, there is no observed benefit in horses and dogs running at regular altitude. It's likely they're just being fed Viagra for no good reason, which is kind of sad.
That's fucked up.
Josh Allen, who battled poor circulation, also could have saw a real benefit. It has been observed that Viagra can help conditions such as Raynaud's disease that prevents blood flow to the fingers and toes, meaning that it can help circulation. So Bart Scott, who on ESPN came out and said that he should take Viagra and got all the shit in the world, was right the whole time. And Josh Allen should take Viagra if it gets cold next game. So athletes at home, take it. Or if you have a son or a daughter trying to make it, why not?
This is a lot of information, by the way, to take in. I feel like I need an Adderall just to fucking be a part of this. This is the most I've ever been taught one-on-one.
Hey bro, appreciate you doing this.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Thanks for having me at 808. Great place to be here.
Good times.
Appreciate it.
Stay solid.